Well, hello everyone. Yeah, you guys must be wondering, where the fuck have you been, Bruce? Been waiting for all these retro reviews you've been promising us a week after week after week, and yet you haven't delivered. The hell's wrong with you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, life has been taking over my time, so I do apologize about all that. About the only thing I've been doing is the random wrestling talk shows with my friends. But bottom line is, for the first time ever last night, I went ahead and decided fuck watching Monday Night Raw for the WWE current product because it's absolute and complete shit. So what I did is I watched a WCW Nitro review, uh, a WC Nitro, excuse me, not a Nitro review. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now, but what the hell. But yeah, I watched the WCW Nitro episode from September 30th, 1996 that I would like to go ahead and go over with you guys, as well as a few other Raws that I actually went about doing as well. So I've decided I'm going to do that immediately following this. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, without a further ado, let's get this review started for WCW Nitro, September 30th, 1996. Just to get it out of the way. This episode, really good build up between NWO and WCW. Once again, WCW week after week keeps building up NWO with these episodes, but they're not really making their own company look good, which is kind of stupid because it ain't NWO, it's WCW. Their name isn't even part of the program. They're just part of a script storyline that's trying to take over WCW. To me, when I was a kid and I watched this, I didn't think of them as like an individual wrestling company. I looked at them as like gang members trying to destroy a company, and that was pretty much it. But they were also being, presented in the manner of being an actual wrestling company within itself. So, as you already know that, it's kind of interesting, but to me, they never attract my attention as as a wrestling organization against WCW. They were just a gang trying to demolish and destroy WCW. Kind of in the same manner that Vince McMahon was trying to bring the NWO into the WWE as basically as a virus trying to destroy it. Since Ric Flair, in his opinion, was doing a horrible job. And if anybody was going to destroy it, it was going to be him. Which later on I will get into that review because as time goes on, I'm going to get to that episode at some point because I absolutely love WWE's episodes for Raw and SmackDown in that time zone in 2002, 2001. So that was some really good stuff. But anyway, getting off of that and getting back onto the actual subject here, we had several NWO paid announcements throughout the episode. Kind of run on kind of thing. They goofed off in a hotel room. They had the Nasty Boys in there, which are actually in real life good friends with Hulk Hogan. And they were supposedly having a party with him and trying to talk business with him at the same time, and even possibly go ahead and convince them to join the NWO, which I don't believe they do because I don't ever remember them being an NWO members. So that's kind of new to me. That whole segment throughout the entire night was actually kind of interesting, but I'll see what happens on the next episode for next week to do a review on. But anyway, at this point, going into things, we also had the WCW World Tag Team titles that were defended by the Public Enemy, who the week before that actually won the tag titles by Harlem Heat. And they defeated El Tecnico and Juventud Guerrera. This match wasn't all that interesting. I mean, it was okay at best. It was average. There was nothing, oh my God, mind-boggling about this. So, I mean, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But it was, the Public Enemy first title defense for the tag titles. They retained the championships. We also had Alex Wright and Dean Malenko go at it one-on-one. Alex Wright actually pulled out an outstanding victory, surprise victory against Dean Malenko. The match itself was outstanding. Good technician wrestling that went on throughout this match. Was very impressed with this. And of course, Alex Wright pulled out the surprising victory over Dean Malenko. The ranking on Public Enemy versus with the tag team titles on the line, I would have to say that that was a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alex Wright and Dean Malenko, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Eddie Guerrero went one-on-one with Jim Powers, and Eddie Guerrero picked up that victory by a bullshit referee call by Nick Patrick. And at the time, he was supposed to be this horrible referee who could not make the correct calls, which is kind of related to real life sports referees, which is pretty cool. I think maybe someday, and I've talked about this in the past, that maybe they should come up with the idea of having a referee who's a gambler. Because, I mean, in real life in the NBA, there's actually referees that have gambled on games that they refereed in. So, I mean, this would be kind of interesting if they went about doing something like that. And it probably would have to be a referee that's going to be, you know, at near the end of their career where they're about to retire and they're not going to be looking to want to keep doing the referee job anymore and be taken off TV possibly. Maybe just do some backstage work or something like that. But that would be a great idea for a referee that's possibly deciding to retire from on television refereeing, or just wanting to retire overall. Teddy Long, after the match was over, was very upset with the referee Nick Patrick because of what he did with Eddie Guerrero, giving the win to Eddie Guerrero when he knows that was a screwed up call. There was really no finish to this match. It really should have been a draw because it looked like both men had their shoulders on the mat at the same time when they were pinned. So that should have been a draw technically. Hugh Morris and Brad Armstrong, I was not too impressed with this. Just one second, guys. I do apologize. I will come back with part 2.